made it to the hump in the week. That's why they call it Camel Day, right? There you go.
Right.
There you go. I'll learn one of these days that the button needs to be pushed over there. All right, wake up. It's 60 degrees. Good morning. It is October 22nd, 2014.
Yep.
60 degrees here at the studios of the Source WOCA, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary, where they'll be cooking up some vittles real time soon. Real soon time.
I love this stuff.
Sometime soon.
So,
good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Pretty good. I think my cold is on its way out. It's still there a little bit. You don't know if you can hear it or not. I can hear it in my head. I don't know if you can hear it in your ears.
Yeah, I can hear it in my ears just a little bit. I still a little bit.
Just a touch of it. Just a touch. 7:30 yesterday evening was the last governor's debate between Charlie Crist and Governor Scott. And those are the only two candidates you will see in one of those mainstream debates, which is crazy, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I wanted to play some of the sound bites from it and have the listeners call and tell me what you thought of it. I will tell you right now that when I watched it, I thought the governor won. Mm-hmm. You know, I was picking on him because of the fan thing, and I didn't see that particular debate. I didn't see the second debate. I didn't see the first one either. Was the first one in Spanish completely?
That's what they said, but
anyway.
I didn't see the first one. But they said that would be the first Spanish debate.
But I did watch.
I thought it was unfair to the English.
But I did see the one from last night. I saw the taped version of it. In other words, I didn't see it in real time. I saw it later on.
Yeah,
but
nothing changed, I bet.
No, they didn't change anything. But I did see it, and I'll be honest with you, it was, and I'm not trying to promote one or the other. I'm just telling you how I feel. Mm-hmm. I guess it's all I'm trying to do. I just thought that the governor, in spite of his freaky look sometimes. He can't help that, though. I mean, it's just the way he looks.
He was born that way.
But I truly believe that he was the winner last night and was making more points. And I thought, what's the matter?
I'm just picturing his face.
Well, it is a kind of a freaky look.
Yeah.
With the eyes. I'm not, I'm not saying I'm something to look at either. I'm just saying. This got the eye thing. It's the big pushing out the eyes. Yeah. But I really, honestly, I thought that he won. I thought Chris really didn't. I mean, Chris was making this smirk into the camera like the whole time. What this guy shows? I don't know what you're supposed to read into a smirk, but anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got some sound bites, and we'll talk some of the actual points at 7:35 and see what you all think about them. One of the things that is getting a lot of trending, I guess you say, on Facebook, etc. And Facebook is the only one I really look at. I read the things on Twitter, but I've never really figured out Twitter. Mm-hmm. But anyway, one of the things that most people are writing about is the minimum wage argument, and it's the same old argument. Everybody's making the same points, both for and against. And so we could do that too. I mean, if you want to debate the minimum wage, I think Mr. Governor Scott made some good points about the minimum wage. So I'll ask you what you have to say about it. And we'll do that at 7:35. It's a good topic. I love this topic, actually, because it means we're talking about what we should be talking about, which is the things that we, the people, should get our heads around and get our concepts. We should formulate a concept as collectively as possible.
Yeah.
8:35 is when we don't do that. 8:35 is when we simply read the news.
Yep.
The news bites is what we call it. 9:05, Dr. Geeta Nayar is coming on. Dr. Nayar is a nationally recognized leader in healthcare information technology. Dr. Nayar is coming on with Heather McLaury. They're going to talk about the DebMed study for the importance of electronic hand hygiene monitoring for healthcare workers.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to find out about that. Not so sure I know. We're going to take 10 minutes and figure that whole thing out. Mario Armstrong at 9:20. Mario is an Emmy Award-winning radio and TV talk show host, a digital lifestyle and tech expert, and Mario is coming on to talk about the new payment technologies for holiday shopping. Mm-hmm. How you can spend your money.
That's right. And feel safe about it.
Did you see that lady from South Florida that got Toys R Us to take that action figure off the shelves?
Oh, I heard you say
Good
that.
for her.
Yeah.
She was absolutely right. Absolutely right. That didn't belong in a
Yeah.
toy store, in my opinion.
No.
She was right. I don't care if that star tweeted that he's going to burn his Florida Mom action figure.
Yeah, exactly. You
What
go
the
right
heck?
ahead.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who
Just a
cares? You
brat.
do a TV show. You're an actor.
Yeah.
You're not even saying your own words. You're reading somebody else's words.
Right, exactly. Somebody else writes your lines. Not us, though.
David Polay at 9:35. David is a leader in the field of positive psychology. So am I. David
Yes.
has been featured, however, and I have not, on ABC, on NPR, on Univision. He's featured in Business Week, Small Business Magazine. Anyway, it goes on and on and on. His
Oh, it should be a comma after Business Week. I made a typo.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be a comma after Business Week.
Anyway, the book he's talking about is The Three Promises. Find joy every day. Do what you do. Love. Do what you love, rather. Make a difference.
That's right.
Do what you love and make a difference.
Exactly.
I do what I love. I don't know if I make a difference, though.
I know, me too.
Dr. Lawrence Kennedy at 9:50. Well, we got a lot of them today.
Yeah.
Dr. Kennedy is the chairman of the Endocrinology, Diabetes, and Metabolism Department at the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. He's also the doctor on the radio show Froggy,
No, for the radio host.
for the radio host Froggy.
Froggy. I know, it's
Is it the same thing? I know. Is the Froggy Show called for the Froggy Show?
Yeah, but Froggy was going to be on, but he's got to
I
do
know.
the show, so we just
A
have to
radio
stop.
guy didn't want to come on another radio guy's show.
I know.
That's what it was. Anyway, the serious topic, the visible signs and symptoms of acromegaly,
Yep.
which is a rare chronic hormonal disorder which I may have mispronounced. It's caused by a non-cancerous tumor on the pituitary gland on the base of the brain.
Yeah.
Bob Keefe, are we going to get done with this list anytime soon? Bob Keefe is the executive director of Environmental Entrepreneurs. His topic is the new report called Clean Jobs Florida, sizing up Florida's clean energy jobs. Okay.
Yep.
John Fuller at 10:35, Legally Yours. John is going to be here to answer your questions about the law. I suppose the question I'd like to ask him stems from that horrible story yesterday about the two women who are now deceased because the boyfriend and husband of one of them, I can't remember what it was, shot and killed them both. The guy on the motorcycle is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think it's
And
the boyfriend.
and she, the woman who was his relationship, I guess, whatever, went to get a restraining order. Thank you, Robin.
I was thinking it.
I know. I heard it. The restraining order. And it didn't happen for one reason or another. And so I want to ask John Fuller how that works exactly, and would it have helped? I don't know that it would have helped. But Dr. Eric Meisel is coming on at 11:05. He's a psychotherapist, and his book is called Life Purpose Boot Camp, the 8-week breakthrough plan for creating a meaningful life. Yeah. Should do something meaningful.
That's right.
Today on Fun with Joe, we're going to talk about seafood. No.
Oh.
Seafoods. I take that back.
The
Seafoods.
letter C?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Everything
I'm
is
trying to keep up.
everything is a food that starts with the
Yeah.
letter C.
Nice.
Kind of crazy game. So you know the first letter of every answer, and you know that it's a food. Simple.
Yeah.
Makes it simple,
Your
right?
alphabet thing yesterday was fun.
That was a fun thing too.
A, B, C,
Yeah.
C, D. I thought that
And then
was so cool.
with Galen, yesterday on my way home from your place, Robin, I was driving past that speed detector sign that's near the Catholic high school.
Oh, yeah, Trinity Catholic High
Okay.
School, 42nd.
And you know that thing blinks if you're going a little too fast, and it turns red and blue if you're going way too fast.
Right.
Right? Well, I was driving next to a guy who was going way too fast.
Oh,
I myself looked at my speedometer and realized, I was going a little too fast. It's supposed to be a 40-mile-an-hour speed zone. I was going 43, I guess, or 44. And but it was red and blue.
because of the guy next to you.
It was flashing, because of the guy next to
Yeah.
me. So I was thinking, well, if I get pulled over right now, what I'm going to say to the policeman is, and I rehearsed it in my mind, and I thought, why am I rehearsing this? I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me; it was that guy. So I was thinking about things people say to police officers, and I thought, I wonder if there's a list of them online. And sure enough, there was. So If you're a police officer, you've probably got some of your own. So funny things that people say to police officers as an excuse. So, and some of these are from the people, some of these are from the police officers themselves, which I think those are the funnier ones.
Wow, nice.
All right, and let's see. Was there a couple of other things? Some serious things. Let's see. The Jeffrey Fowl is on his way back to the United States. The American was arrested in North Korea back in May for leaving a Bible at a club for foreign sailors.
Oh.
Fellow Americans Matthew Miller and Kenneth Bay continued to be held in North Korea. But Jeffrey Fowl is home. Bay, a Korean-American missionary, was sentenced to 15 years hard labor in 2013. Miller was accused of tearing up his tourist visa and seeking asylum upon entry. In the CNN interview, all three called the U.S. government to send an envoy to North Korea. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Steve Rappaport. A Liberian man who flew into New Jersey with a fever is being monitored for signs of Ebola. Meanwhile, a Nebraska hospital says a news cameraman infected with the virus has been cured.
He is going through that convalescent stage that we have noted in other patients where it is a serious disease. They're pretty weak. They're pretty worn down. It's going to take a little bit of time for him to bounce back, but he's doing quite well.
Dr. Mark Rupp with Nebraska Medical Center. Indiana has a serial killer, and the suspect has a court appearance today.
Police say 43-year-old Darren Vann has been cooperative since he was taken into custody on Saturday after officers linked him to the death of a 19-year-old woman. The former Marine led officers to 6 other bodies left in abandoned homes in nearby Gary, Indiana.
Fox's Garrett Tenney. The San Francisco Giants easily take Game 1 of the World Series, crushing the Kansas City Royals 7-1. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Fox News on your time. The Fox News iPad app is ready to go with all the great features from FoxNews.com and our iPhone app optimized specifically for your iPad. Watch the latest clips from your favorite Fox News shows. Personalize the app by creating your own newscast using the video playlist. Listen to Fox News Radio live. Get local weather forecasts. And it's all free. Go to foxnews2go.mo. That's Fox News, the number 2, go.mobi.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retooled.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check.
We are Blackboard.
Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
We are
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Not having friends or family is twice as harmful as obesity and has the same negative impact on your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or not getting any exercise. Because we're all squinting to see our tiny screens, we're creating wrinkles. So increase your font size to grandma size like I do. Men who aren't chivalrous send the message that they're not thoughtful and have no interest in showing compassion for other people.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning. And let me see what the temperature is here at the studios. It's 61 degrees, according to my little thermometer. Okay, before I tell you a couple of newsy things, I will tell you that there's a ribbon cutting that the Chamber and Economic Partnership would like you to attend. It is at St. Leo University Ocala Education Center. This is across the street. Is that right,
Yep.
Robert? At the College of Central Florida.
Yep.
That's where the St. Leo University Ocala Education Center is. The ribbon cutting will be there to celebrate their 20th anniversary reception. Really? Join us to celebrate 20 years of St. Leo University in Ocala and in partnership with the College of Central Florida. Isn't that amazing that 20 years has gone by since they hooked up with them?
Yeah, that's, gosh, I can't believe it.
Really, I wouldn't
20
have.
years.
God, wow, time flies. You'll be able to network, socialize. What's the difference? St. Leo Ocala alumni will be there, as well as current students, faculty, staff, and other colleagues from the College of Central Florida. Anyway, the ribbon cutting is, did I tell you this already? It's tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. The ribbon cutting for St. Leo University of the Ocala Education Center. Is this the one that you had two different times on the...
Yep.
The website,
CEP
it was confusing?
Put 4:30 and 6, and then I called St. Leo University, and they said
6.
it was 6
All right,
p.m. So
go celebrate 20 years. That's amazing. St. Leo. I played, when I was a college performer, I played at the campus of St. Leo, in St. Leo.
Wow, nice.
I remember that. I was an opening act for a famous comedian, and I can't remember who the famous comedian was now. He was a guy on HBO. He was... oh my goodness, Tom something.
Oh wow!
See how fast you forget. Well,
Yeah.
For me,
Sullivan? No,
not Tom Sullivan. Tom Sullivan was the blind guy.
Oh yeah, he was the actor though.
But I used to have to vacate the room when I was in California. If I was doing a lead sheet and Tom Sullivan needed the room, well, I was low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
It's my life story. Anyway, yeah, that was an experiment. What was the kind of Tom? Parker? Does Tom Parker sound right?
Parker, yeah, that sounds right.
Tom Parker?
Tom Parker,
He was the headliner, and I was the opening act. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end.
Yep.
All right. The city and the county, changing of the leadership in a way. Lee Niblock, as you know, needs to be replaced. The guy sitting in for him, the assistant county administrator, Bill Kaufman, he's going to sit in there, I guess, through November 18th. And so the county commission is looking to get a recruiting firm, to actually help find a successor to Mr. Niblock. Do you know how much they're going to pay?
How much? Maybe I should take the job.
I know, between $15,000 and $30,000.
Wow. And what does he do?
He's he'll be the new administrator,
Yeah.
the new county administrator. But they find him rather than the county commissioners sitting down with each applicant and saying, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
They go to an outside firm. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of money to pay somebody else to find your worker.
Yeah, that's a waste of money.
Or your leader or whatever he becomes.
Go to Career Source and let them go through the stuff. Keep it in our area. Don't pay another firm. Do it yourself, county commissioner.
Well, don't you pay Career Source?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that a...
Oh, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But the county commissioners could find the time to sit down
I
and
wonder how much somebody would pay to
applicants
find
themselves.
me. I wonder how much I'm worth.
Yeah, good question.
I already know what I'm worth. I already know.
Me too.
The Ocala city manager also will be changed soon. The city council voted 3-2 to not renew Matthew Brower's contract. Mary Rich and James Hilty wanted to retain him, but they were outvoted by John McLeod, Jay Musley, and Brent Malaver. I may be mispronouncing his name. I always am unsure about his name.
O'Maliver.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, the council's decision will cost taxpayers $144,105 for Brower's severance and benefits.
Oh my gosh.
$144,105 to hear the words, "You're fired."
Couldn't they wait till his contract was up and
You're
saved all that
fired. You're fired. Here's $144,000. You're fired.
Oh, there won't be many lights that light up Ocala this year.
If somebody told me I was fired, by the way, here's a check for $144,000. Oh, geez, I'd be dancing. I think my eyes would look like Governor Scott's eyes. I think I'd have that look. Ooh, I'd have that lighthouse look. All right. Those are those topics. Those are the local topics. All right, let's talk about the governor's debate. This is what I said I would talk about. Yesterday evening was the debate between Governor Scott and former Governor Charlie Crist. I watched it with an open mind. I actually watched it with expectations that I was going to be disappointed in Governor Scott. I apologize, Scott, Mr. Scott, Governor Scott. And while he did sort of fumble and he kind of mumbles a little bit, it's not as articulate. That doesn't necessarily influence me as much as what he says. And I really, really think, in spite of some things, that he really won that debate last night. I didn't see the other two. I really think we all lose, though, as voters, to be honest. We all lose because they did not include the other candidates who were on the ballot.
Yeah, that's
That
a shame.
is the big disgrace.
Yeah.
That to me is the big, huge disgrace that nobody was tweeting, that nobody was Facebooking and all that stuff. I think the big disgrace is that they just say it's just between the two of them. The fan thing overshadowed everything in the last one, and I didn't even watch the last one, but I watched the one last night. Okay, so I have some sound bites. The first one is Governor Scott giving his thoughts on the minimum wage in the state of Florida. So let me do that one first.
Both of you disagree on raising the minimum wage, which is currently in Florida $7.93 an hour. Governor Crist wants to raise it to $10.10 an hour. Governor Scott, you have said that you oppose raising the minimum wage because you think it would be a job killer. Clarify something for Florida voters. Do you support the principle of a minimum wage? Do you support the concept of a minimum wage?
Sure. But here's...
What should it be?
Okay. How would I know the private sector decides wages. Let's look at what actually happened. What Charlie says he wants to raise the minimum wage. That, according to the Congressional Budget Office, would lose 500,000 jobs. Charlie, you lost 832,000 jobs when you were governor. How many more jobs can we lose? Now let's look at what Charlie did. He can do anything he wants with the minimum wage, but actually under Charlie, the minimum wage was zero. Charlie 832,000 people went from making money to zero. Charlie, you should be known as the zero-wage governor. I don't want to lose any more jobs. Think about where we are. 261,000 job openings. Average income for the top 25 in demand is $27 an hour. That's how you get people better wages. You go find companies to move here like Hertz or Lockheed Martin or Northrop Grumman. You go out and recruit companies, something, Charlie, you would never do while you're governor.
Well, I don't know about that last part of what he said, but the other part is true, absolutely true. I mean, if you have trying to pin him down to whether he believes there should be a minimum wage, it's an interesting question, actually. Should there be one? And if so, what should it be? It's an interesting question, but also I think when he said 500,000 jobs would be lost, according to the study, I think the study said 50,000 jobs would be lost if you raised it to $10.10 an hour. I believe that's what it said. Somebody may correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I really think you enter into a job at whatever the entry-level wage is, whether it's mandated by the government or it's a company thing. You enter at the entry level. And then you do what you need to climb the ladder.
Right.
You do what you need to do. Some people are smart enough to climb the ladder within the organization. Others have to climb the ladder by bouncing back and forth. I've had a couple of friends who climbed the ladder. I have a friend who worked for the New York Times. I'll just tell you about him. He was stuck in the place he was at, and they didn't. The management at that particular New York Times newspaper did not think, for whatever reason, that he should be anywhere but where he was. So he went to another New York Times newspaper and got a position higher than the one he had in the previous one. Mm-hmm. And he was bouncing back and forth. He actually was traveling up and down the coast, all the New York Times newspapers, including the Miami Herald, including the Charlotte View, whatever, Observer, whatever it's called. And he climbed that ladder, and I'm sure when he started, minimum wage was $2 or $3 an hour.
Probably,
I'm sure it was really low. But well, yeah, the concept, the principle as to whether there should be a minimum wage or not, it is an interesting question. All right, we need to take a little break. When we come back, phone calls, and I've got more sound bites. Deal?
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. We'll see sunshine dimmed by variable high cloudiness today. The high temperature 81 to 85. But partly cloudy tonight. Lows will range from the mid and upper 50s in some of the northernmost part of the zone to about 66 on the coast. Tomorrow, more sun than clouds, high 78 to 82. And on Friday, times of clouds and sun, the high again 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hey, it's Christy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, OcalaMacPC.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
All right, 14 minutes now before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I want to take phone calls if you'd like to call. The number is 622-9622. Just give me 30 more seconds. I know somebody's on the line waiting. Just give me 30 more seconds, 33 more seconds, actually. I just wanted to play Charlie Crist's response to the minimum wage question, and then we'll go to the phones, and I've got a few other sound bites as well. Here we go. Whoops, wrong one. Here's oh, geez, what happened there? All right, here's Charlie Crist.
Yeah, well, the facts are pretty clear here. He is against raising the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. And he says the very idea of it makes him cringe. Why? Why would it make anybody cringe to have you have a little bit more money in your pocket? And the statistics are also not what he said, but they're crystal clear that in Seattle, in San Francisco, where the minimum wage has actually been raised, more jobs are being produced, people have more money in their pocket, so you can go to the mom and pop down the street and spend a little bit more and the economy benefits.
Yeah, I think Charlie Crist was right that the numbers were wrong, but Charlie Crist didn't say what the numbers were. I believe the numbers were 50,000 jobs, not 500,000 jobs.
Still a lot.
I don't understand how you can be at the podium prepared for a debate and have the numbers wrong in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's a mark down. That's a mark against Scott. He should have had the actual numbers. Mm-hmm. And if he was exaggerating, then shame on him for doing that.
Yeah.
If he did that on purpose. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, it's me, Tom. Just
hey, Tom.
A little food for thought thing. You know, when I was a senior in high school, minimum wage was $1.65 an hour. $1.45 if you were a woman, but that was a law back then. And we're not going to discuss that. But I'm just saying, $1.65 an hour. Gasoline was about 30 cents a gallon. Milk was about 35 cents a gallon, et cetera. Okay? Well, gasoline is more than 10 times that amount now. And so is milk. All right? But the minimum wage is not 10 times $1.65 an hour. So it's just food for thought. Just food for thought. Just, basic, meeting basic needs, food and gas to get through the month and stuff. back then. I mean, I'm not saying that people should start out, a job, you got to start somewhere, and there should be a starting point.
Right.
I think there should be. It's just food for thought. Something to think about.
Right, but I wanted. Let me point something out too. I think the circulation of the Star Banner is 50-something thousand. Mm-hmm. Okay, according to the numbers, that if you raised it to $10.10 an hour, this is some firm that did this study. 50,000 Floridians would lose their jobs because those companies couldn't afford the $10.10 an hour.
Right.
So 50,000 people, the same number of people that subscribe to the Star Banner, would be not only would they not be making $7 an hour, they'd be making nothing. And I think that's what Governor Scott was trying to point out, is that it's not that he's opposed to it, it's that the numbers indicate, that the studies indicate that if you raise it, 50,000 people would be making nothing.
That's right.
Oh, I understand. No, I understand. I'm just saying it's just some food for thought there that, you've got, minimum wage back and, like I say, 45 years ago was $1.65 an hour. But gasoline was, more than 10 times cheaper than it is now. Milk was more than 10 times cheaper than it is now. Yet minimum wage is only 6 times more than it was.
Right, which means that somebody who enters a job at the minimum wage level has to do something to make their wage higher.
That's right.
The minimum wage is the entry level amount. That's not where you stay. That's where you enter.
You learn.
Right.
From
minimum
that
wage is not meant for a career choice. That's true. I agree. I agree. Nobody liked making minimum wage back then. I mean, gee whiz, I didn't work a full-time job, but I mean, a man working a full-time job at $1.65 an hour is only bringing home, about $60.
Right. And I know it's worse, even though that sounds small. It's actually smaller now if you compare everything. It is smaller now. There's no debate about that. But I think his point was you got 50,000 people. That's the number of people that subscribe to a small town newspaper. Mm-hmm. 50,000 people that would be on the unemployment rolls.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's what his point was. All right, thank you, Tom.
It's a tough subject. It's a tough subject. That's all I'm saying. It's a tough subject, but something to think about on both sides.
All right, thank you. Well, and if you were to ask me, do I think that the government should have a minimum wage? I would say yes, the same as Governor Scott said. Mm-hmm. And if you ask me, well, what should it be? I would say the same thing he said. I don't know. I don't know what it should be. So I kind of empathize with him in that moment, because you would have a hard time saying what it should be. And then he said it should be up to the marketplace. And in that, he really is saying the truth. So you have a minimum wage that is set, $7, whatever it is an hour, whatever it is. And you have the opportunity, once you enter into that workforce, to do something to become a higher paid employee.
Exactly.
And if not, then you move on to another place. You keep the feelers out. You keep looking for something, because you know what's going to happen when an employer keeps losing good people because they find a better paying job somewhere else. He's going to say, you know what, I got to start raising my wages.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be government mandated. It's going to be because the marketplace says so, which I think is what Governor Scott was trying to say.
Yeah.
And he's just not that skilled at articulating. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sir, but I really think that's an area you have a weakness in. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. Charlie Crist, however, is very polished when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
And so he comes across. But I think if you listen to the points, I think Scott made more points. The candidates, this part I thought was nonsense. Shame on both of them for bringing this up. But they were trying to portray themselves as being able to relate to the everyday person by relaying to the viewer that they had a hard time, that they know what it was like to be scraping one pea off of a plate.
Yeah, they don't.
And they're trying to portray themselves. I got a little half-minute soundbite, and I didn't want to put in more because it disgusted me.
Charlie's done fine in life. But what I'm going to fight for every day is what I've done the last 3 years and 9 months. I'm going to fight for families like mine growing up.
Thank you, Governor Cross.
He talks about that I've done fine in life. Listen, when I was a little kid, we lived in a small apartment in Atlanta when my dad was going to medical school, and he used to deliver newspapers to make ends meet. So you don't know me, and you can't tell my story. And I'm not going to tell yours, but I know you're worth about $100 or $200 million today. And, God bless you for that wealth, Rick. But the way you got it was pretty unsavory.
Yeah, well, maybe. Might be true, too. The way a lot of people got their money is pretty unsavory.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Sure.
Come on. But to try to make it, for both of them to try to cry poverty when they haven't lived in poverty in generations, that probably is an accurate way to describe the time. I just think that's a shame. And how does that help us? How does that help that part of that whole conversation? How does that help us, the voter? Is this entertainment, or are we supposed to be learning something about them? What do we learn about them based on their past history? If you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you have some really good policies to make life really good for the American people, or for the Floridian people in this case, it doesn't really make any difference if you started out poor. John Kennedy didn't start out poor.
No.
John Kennedy was a rich kid and grew up to be a rich man and did not take a penny for his, or I think he did, a penny or a dollar for his wage as president.
That's right.
And you can be a rich kid and do really well by the people. You can be a poor kid and do really badly by the people too. But that was just a nonsense waste of the people's time.
It was.
And they wasted the people's time also by having 3 debates that did not include, I'm going to run this to the ground, they did not include the other candidates. That was absolutely a sin, especially when one of them, Mr. Wiley, is that his name? And by the way, in his, just a bone to pick with him, where is he? We invited him to come on. He's crying he couldn't be in the debates. We send him a personal invitation to come on the show.
Yeah.
We say, you know what? Come on for 25 minutes. 25 minutes to speak to this audience.
Yeah.
What does he do? Doesn't even respond to the letter. So shame on him too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know the other 2 people.
Yeah.
All right, my last soundbite is, hold on, let me do what I got to do here. Governor Scott was saying that Charlie Crist raised the cost of the prepaid college plans. And this is a 17-second soundbite. Here it is.
Look, you almost bankrupted our state. You borrowed $9 billion, Charlie. Somebody's got to pay that off. Charlie, when you took office, a family wanted to buy a prepaid to send their child to university was only $100 a month. 4 years later, Charlie, it was $258 a month.
Yeah, so talking about the poor people, the poor, average, hardworking person in this state trying to make a better life for their children had this wonderful thing called the prepaid college tuition plan.
Yep.
Remember that?
I do.
Okay. And Governor Scott is absolutely right that it doubled in 1 year's time. So and this is going to happen, by the way, with your affordable health care. You watch, after Election Day, all of a sudden you're going to find out that your part of your subsidized health insurance is going to be doubled.
That's right.
I bet you. I'm going to make a bet on that.
It is.
But anyway, going back to this, the prepaid college plan did double under Crist. The people who thought, oh, goodness, I have a way to save for my child's college in the future. It's going to be hard because it's $100 a month. That's not easy, $100 a month. And what did he raise it to again? Hold on, let me find it.
You almost bankrupted our state. You borrowed $9 billion, Charlie. Somebody's got to pay that off. Charlie, when you took office, a family wanted to buy a prepaid to send their child to university was only $100 a month. 4 years later, Charlie, it was $258.
$250. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. So 200 from 100 to that becomes a hardship.
Yeah, that's
all of a sudden you can't be paying into your the prepaid college for your child, and what do you do? Then you stop paying it, and you lose everything you put into it.
Yeah.
I think you could get 80% of it back, I think.
Yeah.
80%. The government kept, I think, 20% of the money that you invested in your child's future because you couldn't afford the new payments because you weren't guaranteed, you weren't locked into a monthly
fee.
Now, that's bad.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Very bad.
And I don't know. I mean, he's blaming Chris. Chris was governor at that time. I don't know if he could have done something to stop it or not.
Done executive order.
I'm telling you. I thought that Scott won last night. I feel that way even in talking about it. Nobody's calling to argue with me, so I guess you all agree.
Yeah.
But still, I really think we lost as the people of the state of Florida because they simply, they brought up nonsense stuff. They shouldn't have brought up nonsense stuff. They wasted all the time with that stupid fan thing. They could have one or the other could have said, you know what, fan or no fan, let's debate. This is for the people.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't entertainment. Don't bring up your poor childhood. You're not poor now. Don't bring it up. It makes no difference to any of us. There was a lot of that fact in the debate anyway, and that wasn't the only piece. That was just the piece that I got a soundbite from.
Yeah, well, that's a good piece.
But anyway, so there you go. That's what I wanted to talk about, and I guess there's nothing else to say.
I think
but they did. But I believe there must have been no fan. I'm guessing there was no fan.
Yeah. No issue.
I didn't hear anything about a fan last night. Well, except in the commentary from people on Facebook, etc.
Oh, of course.
All right, we've got to push forward. When we come back, we're going to talk about the excuses that people give police officers when they get pulled over.
Yeah.
Kind of a funny topic. We'll see if Galen has had any. See if you've had any. As a woman, maybe you've got a different edge. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.